But then, around about the, starting with the 11th century, but really taking off in the 12th, 13th century really, this whole structure suddenly came undone. In India, of course, there was the Turkish conquest, and that completely threw the whole, it was not just political control, but one of the things that seems to have happened was that the destruction of the temples really messed up the financing of this whole network. So I have for many, many years wondered why, after the Turkish conquest, there is a dramatic decline of Indian, particularly Hindu merchants who are sailing back and forth. The historical explanation is, oh, you know, it was because of caste restrictions, and you know, these Brahmins are bad chaps, didn't allow anybody to cross the seas and all that. But that, of course, makes no sense. For the simplest reason that the upper caste were some of the biggest beneficiaries of this trade. They were the merchant class, of course, but the ruling classes, the Kshatriya classes at various points in time, benefited from the revenues. But the biggest beneficiaries, of course, were the Brahmins themselves, because they were enormously highly regarded in Southeast Asian courts, and many of them sailed across. I mentioned, you know, in fact, one of the pioneers, Kaundinya, was himself a Brahmin. So there was no real reason for them to perhaps suddenly stop. And I think a large part of this perhaps had to do a collapse in the network of financing that was holding this whole thing up, together.